this computer.
Okay, so it is 1:04 p.m. Calling our meeting to order. 1.1, the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
for
for
which
which it
it
stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with
with
liberty
and
justice.
justice for all.
Sweet. 1.2, adopting the agenda. So y'all have all had this for a while in your boxes, in your inboxes, and we just got some additional stuff from Sherry today to look over. If there's no changes, I'll hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as posted.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor, Rosemary,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
and I also approve. All right, item 2, which is 2.1 through 2.4, approval of our consent agenda, which includes warrants and payroll for both NUHCS and NUSCS. The consideration of our minutes from May 12th and the consideration of resignations, hires, and leaves.
I have one question before we move on with that. There were 2 folks that are on leave. Are they going to be returning in the fall? Do you know, Sherry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I one of them, I'm trying to remember who the second one is. I'm scrolling to that. One of them I know for sure is, I'm trying to remember who the other one is. Let me get there.
Toby Schneider
Hey
and
there.
Rebecca.
Thank you. Yeah, one of them for sure is, the other is unknown.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other questions or comments about our consent agenda?
I'll just make one comment. This is what I thought you were going to say, Rosemary, is one of the batch cover sheets for the Siskiyou warrants was in there twice. I don't know if you picked up on that. One was an unsigned one, like one I had not signed yet. And then following it was one that was signed. So that, you know, I think it doesn't matter really, in that I emailed you already with the attachments of the one you need to sign. So
Mhm.
I don't think you'll get confused by that, but I just wanted to point that out.
And thank you for sending the batches separately, because as I was reading through this, I thought, well, I have to remember to print, and they were not all together. So thank you for doing that.
Sure.
Any other comments, questions? Okay. I'll hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thanks, Melissa.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve.
I know you guys just voted on those, but can I ask a question real quick? I was looking through what I printed up for and left on the desk for you to sign here, Bianca. And I have 5 pages of warrants. All 5 have your signature on them, Sherry. 4 of them say district number 43. 1 says district number 62.
Vivian makes that mistake sometimes.
Okay.
Tammy, you're muted. You're muted, Tammy.
I believe that says fund in that column. And so I wrote that 62 because we're Fund 62.
It's
But
not,
with
it's,
district number 62.
yeah, and that mistake is made sometimes where the fund is put in there instead of the district number. Yeah.
Okay, because the district number, oh,
We lost her again.
She's
Yeah.
muted. So should I just like make a correction
It
on
doesn't
this?
matter. You can if you want to, but it really doesn't matter.
Okay, all right, that's all.
It's already been processed.
Okay,
Checks have already been mailed out. This is just getting the board's approval on it.
Moving on to item 3. Public comments on items not on the agenda. That's 3.1. Under this item, the public is invited to address the board regarding items that are not on today's agenda. If there are any comments, please keep them concise, brief, and limited to 3 minutes. The board is not allowed under the law to take action on matters that are not on the agenda. Should comments from the public pertain to a charge or complaint against an employee of Northern United Humboldt Charter School or Northern United Siskiyou Charter School, the board encourages the speaker to utilize the school's written complaint procedure to pursue the matter. The public will have an opportunity to comment on all agenda items as those items are heard. Are there any public comments? Awesome. So moving on to our public hearings, items 4.1 through 4.7. The first one, 4.1, is adopting resolution S2022, a resolution of Northern United Charter Schools Board of Directors proclaiming a local emergency, ratifying the proclamation of a state of emergency by Governor Newsom dated March 4, 2020, and authorizing remote teleconference.
So you guys remember with this one, you've actually already adopted this resolution. It just, you just have to, you're just certifying that you've made the same findings, that we still qualify based on the governor's state of emergency to be able to teleconference this meeting.
Right. So much like last month, I'm under the impression that we do qualify. So if there's a motion to certify.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution S 2022-1.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Item 4.2, public hearing on the 2022-23 Education Protection Account Resolution and planned expenditures for NUHCS.
Okay, so this is just a public hearing, meaning this is an opportunity for the public to comment on how we will be spending these funds. We are required to do two things at this meeting: have a resolution and an expenditure plan for these education protection account funds. We're supposed to say how we're going to use this money, and it cannot be used on administration. So you'll see in your packet in this area, I included the expenditure report, but I think the resolution wasn't in this part. So that's one of the things that I emailed out to you today. So you received that separately. So this public hearing allows the public to comment on how we've decided to spend the funds. And so for Humboldt, we're getting $58,330. And we will be spending all of the money on instructional costs, which really is like teacher salaries. And so like I said, if the public had anything they wanted to say about how we were choosing to spend these funds, this would be their opportunity. And then later in the agenda, we'll be actually adopting this spending plan. This is just the public hearing for it. Linda, I see your hands up.
Yep. Bianca, we need to open the hearing with the time and then close it. And Sherry's spill should be in between those, the opening and the closing of the time.
My spiel
For
could be
each of
before
the
it.
public hearings.
My
What?
spiel could be before it. My explaining it could be before it. We can
Okay.
open the public hearing now.
Okay, thank you, Linda. It's 1:14, opening to the public. Thanks for that, Sherry. Are there any comments and questions from my fellow board members?
No.
Is there any comment from the public? Linda, is your hand still up or? Nope. Okay. Okay, I also have none. Seeing none, is there a motion? Oh, no, this is not a motion. This is a
Nope,
public
just
hearing.
close the public hearing.
Yep. So 1:15, closing the public hearing. Let's see. Sorry, just taking my notes, y'all.
That's okay. The next one is for Siskiyou, and it's the exact same thing, just a different dollar amount. For Siskiyou, we get $27,704. Again, it's all going to be spent on instructional uses, which is really its teacher salaries.
So that's item 4.3.
Mhm.
Again, the EPA for NUSCS opening public comment at 1:16. Are there any comments from the public? Are there any questions or comments from my fellow board members? Okay. So we'll wait until 1:17 to close.
That's why if Sherry gave her spiel in between the opening and closing, it allows time to go by.
It doesn't have to go by. You can open and close it in the same minute. If there's no
think
public, it
so?
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's 1:17 now. Okay, moving on to item 4.4, still in public hearings, opening at 1:17. And this is the 2022-2023 final budget adoption for NUHCS.
And again, this is just the public hearing on the budget. So this one actually we won't take action on until Thursday, but the budget was in your packet. I don't know if you guys have any questions about it or anything. The Humboldt one, I always like the very last few pages. They kind of show what next year is going to look like and the 2 years following. Siskiyou, the Siskiyou budget doesn't include that, but it's kind of a nice little summary all on one page that's nice to look at.
Mhm. Are there any comments from the public on the NUHCS budget? Seeing none, we'll close at 1:18. Item 4.5, another public hearing opening at 1:18. This is the 2022-23 final budget adoption hearing for NUSCS.
And that's one that I just sent out just a little while ago. So you maybe haven't had a chance to review it, but you have the opportunity to do that before you actually vote on it. So if you go through it and see any questions, you certainly can ask about that on Thursday's meeting.
Okay.
Perfect. Are there any comments from the public? Seeing none, we'll close it at 1:19. Item 4.6, another public hearing opening at 1:19. And this is the 22-23 LCAP plan for NUHCS.
So you guys know the LCAP mirrors the budget. So The LCAP is a plan that schools have to do to say how they're going to spend a certain fund that they're getting from the state. And so in this plan, we list out actions we're going to take and the budget that is associated with those actions. And I don't know, it's just, this is the public hearing, and
Yeah.
if there's any comments or anything, this is the opportunity, because again, we don't actually vote on this until Thursday.
Are there any comments from the public? Questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, we'll close at 1:20. Item 4.7, opening at 1:20. Public hearing on the 2022-2023 LCAP for NUSCS. Same
This is,
thing.
I also sent this out with the budget just a little while ago. And again, it mirrors what's in the budget. It lists out the actions we're going to take to address some of our needs and the money associated with doing those actions.
Perfect. Are there any comments from the public? Any questions or comments from the board today? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing at 1:21. All right, on to section 5, action items to be considered. 5.1 is the approval of the Education Protection Account Resolution 2022-23 for NUHCS, which we just heard about from Sherry. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Okay, seeing none, I'll hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Education Protection Account Resolution and the 2022-23 EPA planned expenditures for NU Humboldt.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor? Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Item 5.2, the Education Protection and Account Resolution for NUSCS. So again, Sherry gave us a little background earlier. Are there any questions from my fellow board members? Seeing none, I'll hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve item 5.2.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor? Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Motion carries. Item 5.3, approval of the lease of 2120 Campton Road for NUHCS.
Okay, you have the lease in your packet, and you'll see there was an increase of $337 a month. And that was a result of them kind of just increasing it because of inflation. They went to a per square footage amount. I think it was like $1.25 a square foot, but I can't remember for sure. It might say it on the lease. But this is a lease that previously had been a 3-year lease. So, so we haven't had any increase in 3 years. So I felt like the increase was reasonable.
Thank you, Sherry.
And this is a 2-year lease, is that right?
Yes, this one is.
Are there any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the lease for 2120 Campton Road for NU Humboldt.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Motion carries. Item 5.4, approval of the lease for 427 Alder Street for NUSCS.
Okay, again, the lease is in your packet. This was an increase of $131 a month. This is a 1-year lease. This was actually just kind of an extension of the lease we already had for another year with a little increase.
Thank you, Sherry. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve item 5.4.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Motion carries. Item 5.5, approval of warrant distribution authorization from CS1 and certification from CS7 for NUHCS.
Okay, the ones in your packet we're not using, we're using the ones that I emailed out to you earlier. These let HCOE know who is allowed to pick up warrants and payroll. And so these are some of the documents that I'll need you guys to sign.
Sherry, did any of the names change from last year?
Only board members. I don't remember if Amy was on it last time or not. Amy, were you board member in June last year? I can't remember. So
No.
Amy would have been added, but other than that, it's the same. Basically, it's just me, Linda, and Tammy.
Are there any
Plus the
other
board members.
Are there any other questions, comments?
I'm kind of just trying to figure out which one of these forms.
Yeah,
that we
me
got
too.
today. What the title maybe?
Are
Do
you
know?
looking at the one from the email I sent today with
Yeah,
those
the 6
attachments?
documents.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, so I think I named them like HCOE signature forms.
Okay, I see that.
And so if you
SCO.
open that up, there are 2 documents there, and then the SCOE signature forms, there are 2 documents in that too. But you know, those are ones you don't have to print them or anything. We'll have those ready for you when you come in because we need original signatures on those.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the warrant distribution authorization form CS-1 and certification form CS-7 for NU Humboldt.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor, Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Motion carries. Item 5.6, approval of certification of signatures for NUSCS. Same but different.
Exactly. Different forms, same purpose, to just telling SCOE who's allowed to pick up checks and other kind of confidential information. And so for that, we usually just list me and Kirk and Vivian and then the board members that live in Siskiyou.
Perfect.
Again, we'll have these printed out ready for you to sign when you come in. So don't worry about printing those yourselves.
Okay. Any question? Comments? Seeing none, I'll hear a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve certification of signatures for NUCS.
I'll second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor, Rosemary,
Aye.
Melissa,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
and I also approve. Motion carries. On to section 6, reports. 6.1, enrollment and attendance. Okay, and we have all that background information in our packet.
Yeah, and this is one that I gave you an updated one today, just so you could see what the year ended up with.
Mhm.
Thanks for that. I did not get an opportunity to look at that yet. Let me pull that up real quick.
That one in Humboldt, we ended the year with 95.94% ADA, and in Siskiyou, we ended the year with 97.87% ADA.
Okay. Great. I feel like
You did
last year
that-
Humboldt was higher.
It may have been. It may have been. Our goal is 95% or better, and it could have been higher. You know, last year was when our facilities were closed, so attendance, you know, was kind of, as long as students were doing their work, it was, you know, they had attendance.
Totally. Makes sense. Okay. Are there any other questions or comments?
Looks good.
Item 6.2, financial report for NUHCS and NUSCS. Sherry or Tammy?
It's just in your packet. It's, you know, just what checks were written in this last month.
I believe it was for May. We haven't finished out June yet, so that'll be in August.
Understandably. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Hmm.
Okay. Item 6.3, the director's report.
I just have a few things here. We had our graduation in Siskiyou on June 5th, which Bianca attended. And then our Humboldt graduation was on June 15th, and Bianca attended that too. So thank you for doing that, Bianca. I appreciate it.
Okay.
We've been doing lots of interviewing and hiring to replace staff who are leaving. The admin team did a coaching training on June 20th and 21st, and there are a couple days in August where we'll do some more professional learning on coaching. And we have been doing lots of preparing for next year, including getting ready for the fall summit, preparing for monthly staff meetings for next year. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is, and she's not on here, is I just wanted to acknowledge Julie. As you guys know, she's retiring. So this is her last week, last couple days working for us before she retires. So I was really wanting to acknowledge her. But anyway, we'll let her know. And that's all.
Awesome. 6.4, the NUHCS report. So all of this is in your packet. Well, Julie's not here.
I'm here, Bianca.
There you are. I see you now. Anything to add, Rebecca?
No, the graduations were really nice. I got lots of feedback. People enjoyed them. So thank you for coming over, and it was a good school year.
Awesome. Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay. We'll move on to the NUSCS school report. Kirk, is there anything to add?
No, I don't have anything to add, really. Just glad that the year is over, personally. It's been a
I know, can you
long
tell we're
year.
all tired?
Yeah,
We're all
and
tired.
my
Yeah.
year's still not done yet. Hopefully by the end of this week, I'll finish everything I need to, but I don't know. I guess I want to give a shout out to all my teachers and staff and everybody. They really kept up good spirits and a positive attitude, and were a lot of fun to be around. It was actually, despite a challenging year, it was very good.
Yeah. Coming back from distance learning, I imagine, had its host of challenges.
Yeah, and then having some, like a new assembly bill dumped on us in the middle of the summer that really radically altered our year. And then we had a big shift in staff. We lost, more than we gained. And so that, provided challenges for everybody. But, we rose to the occasion and still served our kids. So I thought we had a pretty good year.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all the pictures in both reports.
Mhm. Very much so. And their color, we can really pick them out and ooh and coo much easier.
Totally. Are there any other questions or comments on item 6.5? 6.6 is the board report. Rosemary, do you have anything to report this month?
Well, I do, and it's kind of secondhand information. I was not at the bingo night, but one of my grandsons, my little source, reported back to me that it was so much fun and would like to see it done 2 times a year next year. He said there were a lot of families that were there, which made it really fun.
That's awesome. Melissa, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to report, but just want to thank everybody for a good school year. And it just, to me, I feel closer to you guys as time goes on, and just wholly supported. I feel like all of us here are really well supported by each other, and through all the ups and downs, always still happy to see each other. And, we're just moving forward and doing the right thing that we can for the kids and for each other. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Melissa. It's really important to make those acknowledgements.
Bianca, can I add one other thing, piggybacking on to Melissa's comment?
Of course.
Years ago, in a heated staff meeting, in my other world, one of our members had said we could be as hard as we want on any issue, but soft on the person. And that philosophy has stuck with me for years. And I think that we do that. We might not always agree, but at the end of the day, we walk out as friends and we move forward. We know we're here for what's in the best interest of our children. And that is our goal.
It's a good philosophy. Good way to sum it up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rosemary. Amy, did you have anything to report this month?
I do not. Just thank you for a good school year, and thanks for having patience with me as I came on as a new board member.
Of course. Of course.
Thanks for being here, Amy.
So my turn. As Sherry stated, I did go to both the graduations. Was happy to be there. It's actually my first time going to graduations since being on the board, and I think I'm in year 4 now, maybe, Sherry. It was great. It was moving. I teared up during the Siskiyou one, which prepared me for the Humboldt one, which is good because I was on stage shaking hands, and so that would have been embarrassing. But both were beautiful in their own ways. Super grateful to be there. I had the opportunity to go to the Pine Grove Learning Center where my daughter is and participate in their Dino Museum. Super cool. Kudos to all the teachers and staff that were involved in that. Everything from digging up fossils to a gift shop. And the students you see in the photos there, the students were our tour guides. It was an excellent, excellent day. And I know the staff were definitely worn out by the end of the day. And I got to participate in the end of the year festivities for the Pine Grove Learning Center as well. It was outside and well done, super casual, but a lot of love from everybody there. And other than that, just echoing everybody else's sentiments that I really appreciate the support personally, professionally as well, but also as it extends to the whole school for this year being as smooth as it was. I know it wasn't easy. I wish Jerry was here for our end of the year board meetings, but I would take the opportunity to go to Norway too. So. Don't blame him. Okay, moving on. Item 7.1 for the next board meeting, possible agenda items. Is there anything new?
Nope, you've already received the agenda, so it's pretty much the approving the LCAPs and the budgets and the TK plans for both schools and the local indicators for both schools.
Perfect. And we all know item 7.2, the next meeting is on Thursday, June 30th. We can adjourn the meeting. It is 1:42.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.